Hello and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to whitewash my fireplace using a washcloth and some old paint. So if you're curious to find out how I did that, stick around. So first things first, I prepped this area. Although I did not do a very good job at it, at the end you will see that I tried to prep this. So I got my water ready, a bucket, washcloth, and then my paint. This is just white satin, I believe, with no gloss. This is just some leftover paint I already had. So I'm gonna do the 1-to-1 ratio using this cup, and then start applying it onto the rock with the washcloth. So fingers crossed, hopefully it comes out good. So you're probably asking, why on earth did I use a washcloth? This is what I had in hand, and I didn't want to spend any money actually at all on this project. So I had a washcloth and this was rock, and I kind of figured paintbrush, I mean, it starts splattering paint, and this consistency is pretty watery, so I didn't want it splattering all over the floor or any other area. So that's the reason I did this. So this was pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you don't leave any of the drippings, just because it did make it very difficult for me to buff those out when they were drying up. So I highly recommend that you clean and work in small spaces at a time. And this is the reason that I had to do 2 coats. The rock was just not looking as pretty as I thought it would, as like letting the color seep through. And that's just because my stone was not that great. No. No, ma'am. Arabella. Hey. Now for these random holes, I went ahead and used some spackling. I do recommend this. This has already been like 5 hours since I did the fireplace, and I'm editing this video, and I have already checked up on it, and it did work really well. It dried up, it took the paint. I mean, it does its job. So did you win, Julian?
Yeah. Yes!
Okay, so I did end up having to use a paintbrush, and that was just here on the bottom part. The rock has a lot of texture, and it was really hard to get in there with the washcloth. It kept getting caught. I mean, the washcloth works just as well. It would have just taken me a little longer. And talking about time, I was already starving by this point. So I made me this Daniel Fast approved smoothie. I used some oat milk, mango, some coconut water, moringa, and some Sonic ice, some strawberries and bananas that are frozen, and also a ripe banana. So first off, I put in my mango, and then I'm going to add the coconut sugar, which I do highly recommend. It's actually sweet, and it's only coconut or whatever the sugar from the coconut. I don't know how they make this, but it only had those two ingredients. So this is Daniel Fast approved. And then the moringa is also Daniel Fast approved. You just add about a spoonful of this. And I don't know where this is from. A sister from church gave this to me because we actually take this whenever we work out. She makes us smoothies. Anyways, you add your oat milk, and then you're going to add some ice. This is something I personally like. I just like for my smoothies to be very, very cold. Kind of like a slushy. There's many ways that you can make these smoothies. I usually just buy the frozen fruits just because they last longer. But I usually use berries, peaches, anything really that I can find I'll throw in here, and they end up coming out so good. I live off of these smoothies when I'm fasting because they are so good. Okay, so I wanted to stop through here and I wanted to explain something. I was trying to leave more of a whitewash, which means you can actually see a little bit of the color from the stone. But mine was very red in some spots, as you can see here. The stone was very red in areas, and then it was also very stained. The people before us didn't take care of it, and there was also a lot of smoke damage right here, so it just didn't look nice. If it would have been all of this color right here, I think it would have been perfect for that like farmhouse whitewash, but unfortunately it didn't work out for me. And so that's why I am doing 2 coats of this whitewash mixture that I made, which you have already seen. I just did a 1-to-1 ratio of water and this paint right here by Bear. This is a satin, eggshell interior paint. And it has worked really well in my fireplace painting. I am very excited with the way it's turning out. I'm gonna finish this up really fast, and then it will be done. Oh, and another thing, I have some holes over here, which you already saw how I fill those in. I'm gonna do the same thing to these, and then just go over them with the paintbrush. I did most of it, as y'all saw, with a wash rag. I ended up having to use a paintbrush because here at the bottom, it's very textured. As you can see, like the rock is very textured, and so it was really hard for me to get in there. So that's the only part that I've had to use a paintbrush. Other than that, a washcloth works great with the rest of it. I'm so happy with the way this is turning out, and I'm just gonna finish that up and then I'll show you some after clips. And I hope this video helps you to do your own fireplace. Don't be afraid. That's something that I'm going to say. Don't be afraid. I have been contemplating for 2 years, and I'm finally got the courage to do it, and I'm just so happy. It has really brightened up the space in my home, and I am excited to style this as well, which I'm going to be doing a living room makeover, so stay tuned for that video, and I'll be posting that over on Friday. And I will be doing a collaboration with someone very special, so stay tuned with that. This right here is exactly why you should tape off and make sure you're doing it correctly. I would have saved myself a big hassle, but I wanted to be lazy, and now I have to pay the consequences. So yeah, make sure to tape off. I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'm going to stage the fireplace. This is not the way I'm going to keep it. Like I said, I'm just gonna stage it because I'm going to do the living room makeover, and I didn't want to spoil that. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed as much as I did doing this makeover on my fireplace. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you do consider doing so. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!